we're holding out is, hey, the last thing we said, that the meaning of by Shishavina, Machasan Kala, and the Kvanter by Bris Milah, that should have to be two. And that's why Isha Mubaris, since she is, it's the child is part of the mother, but it's its own identity. That's why in Kippur, Aaron Kippur needs a kafara. So we want everything should be even. By having something like a woman being pregnant, it's not even. It's going to be 3. Okay. Hey, if them fragging. So seemingly, we can question this explanation. The Unterführen of der Quatlen is the Mutter nicht der Uber. It was is das anders, you're going to stay unter der Chuppah noch wer, was man is nicht makbediften. Now, the mother is the Shishavina or Kvater. So how does this situation differ from when others stand under the chuppah? And yet in such cases we're not concerned. So we're saying we want things to be even. What if you have sometimes you have under a chuppah it's not even? You have see the Bubbas and Zedas, or it's not necessarily even. You can have couples which is not even. So why are we not makbid of them? So the Rebbe says is a chiluk b'pashtus. The difference can be explained simply. The andere zijn dort nicht als Shishuvin oder Kvater. Schenke der Uber was a tail from the Mutter. Is echt made out a tail from the Kvater of the Shishuvin. The other people under the chuppah are not as Shishuvin and their Kvaters. However, the fetus, which is part of the mother, is automatically also part of the Kvater or the Shishuvin. The Hara there is in Halacha. The Rebbe says you can find this in Halacha. The din is the din nimtze echem mehem karev impossible dusa v'tela. The halacha is that if a witness was discovered to be a relative, or puzzle, so the halacha is the entire edus is disqualified. Is dafke wenn sie sind vereinigt alle als edus. Es gab eine Kuhn gehoit, oder sie sind euch gekommen und beid gehoit. So that's all specifically in the case where all the witnesses joined together to give testimony. They all had kavanah to testify, or they came to Beis Din to testify. Aber wenn der Korbe posselt b'shas ha're'iyah nicht mechale gemen lahoyde came to bezet, is edus, wenn der andere kosher edus nicht beteda, or the Korbe postels are nicht in dem Geder von an Eid. However, when it comes to a relative or disqualified witness, when they have no intention to testify, so as seeing the incident, the testimony of the valid witnesses are not nullified.
What case are you talking about? Because if you have 2 Eidim,
right?
If you have 2 Eidim and one is possible, then it is obtained by first 3 Eidim and one is...
Yeah, but that's the words. If you have... That's like the din of Edus. The din is that whenever you have a group of Eidim, it's Umar and Makas in the pay or above, whenever you have a group of Eidim that come together, and there's a relative there, and they have kavanah to testify, you find
as they came as a group.
As a group, right.
But is it separate Eidim?
So that is 2 different groups. It was 2 different groups. Now, but the question is, so Taisus asks over there, so if that's true, so by every chuppah, every chasana, you have, most of the people there are craving there. And they're watching, so that's why to exclude all others. But then you have people that say, you don't have to say to exclude all others. Why? So the pashtus is like the Rebbe saying here, because the Eidim, or the people that are Malachasana, they're not a scavenoid, exactly. It's just extra. Yeah, every Rav has their thing. Some people say excluding, some people not, some people you don't have to say it. Okay. Vav. Kadiyaka Shaper and then Inyan Anal Yishtem La'id. When you further scrutinize this matter, you can say, from Mine Kaparis Anal, but again, Ishim Mubaris is moving. So, from the custom of Kaparis, of a pregnant woman, it's understood. Nicht as der Uber wird verrechnet als a besondere Metzies, warum Iba sie nicht verstandig. Was für a Kaparak jetzt, aber sie darf haben an Uber mehr immer. If the fetus in the in the mother's womb is a separate is part of the mother. So why does she need to have? Why does this fetus need to have kapara?
If it's other way around, if it's a bazil mitzias,
It is a bazilin.
it's the fetus is.
Yeah.
So
the fetus,
thing,
right? Because if not, then why does the fetus need to have kapara? It's part of the mother. So nor that ever says as the uber is meshana mitzias imay. Meisiv in mitzias, but if as zi allein wird gerechnet mit zwei drei. Und der bedarf ihr kapara als an ishe mubaras. Stein von zwei und bei der zweite der und haben Sache von drei Eifers. So the fetus basically changes the mother in a way that makes her either 2 or 3. Therefore, her kapara as a pregnant woman has to be 2, or according to the second opinion, 3 chickens out of that. What's the explanation? When the move beres. Hat gegessen dem die Stimme als Barbara. Wenn die Milberes hat gegessen, da war also und es geworden damals Basim mit Psara und Sichah Kapora ist Achillase geworden dann von Leva Ishel und Leva Uber. In the case of a pregnant woman who, let's say, had forbidden foods, which becomes part of her flesh and blood and requires Kapora, so the food becomes the blood of the woman's heart and the heart of the fetus. The single nacher. If you put it there, let's put it differently. Kolel Yisr. Tana Zaf was Tzadis Kapora kommt, Idea Adam, was besteht, von alle seine Evonim, Chuli Bekulim Skafen. Und das ist an Ischen Uberes, hat sie, euch kol Chelke Uber betur, noch ihr Ayenach Sheskuk in the Kapora. An action requiring Kapora is committed by a person who is comprised of all of his limbs. In other words, all of these limbs need kapara. If this individual is a pregnant woman, that within her she also has the fetal body parts, which are treated as one of her limbs, which also require kapara. The says which means thus was in them tanabil shema teled zofer and eat the far about the tanagos a kapara for them uber. Tomer is there a zofer nor to kwas the dochtem was teled zofer is iglaim musa azain the kamuberes is irmitzias gavayan azav was followed in Chatanageu lechaporos. This means that the reason that she takes a rooster in case she gives birth to a male is not because the rooster is mechaper for the fetus, if the fetus is a male. Instead, when she gives birth to a male, it's like revealed retroactively that during her pregnancy, her status was such that she also required a rooster for her kapora. Apizez Mubanaz das was menem nit came isha mubaras als shevina other kvater is nit about the uber for this is a dritte shevina other kvater nor about the isha mubaras after that gerechtem mer via isha achas. So that is very interesting that this pregnant woman, the reason why she's not selected as a shevin or a kvater is not because her fetus alone is considered a third person. And then you have an issue. It's not even because otherwise, then what happens with the regular chuppah? You have also sometimes which things are not even because a pregnant woman herself is regarded as more than one person, as we explained above. Okay, Zion.
The key woman was first on that as a pregnant person, she's a different type of aptitude to a woman who's not when she's not pregnant.
So the lashon of the Rebbe is Isha Mubaras after Gerechen Mervi Isha Achas. Considering all the one woman.
So not the real difference in a sense, because either she's a woman that has more than the regular environment, or she's two people. It's like
so you're saying is this day and this day.
Right.
She's not two people, meaning. It's not a woman and the fetus is its own.
So that's what I'm saying. It's either a woman when she's not pregnant, and then a woman who's pregnant is like a different type of
different type of woman, whatever it means.
Are we going to send up on the cells as they can?
It's function too early to that. We got the rest of it to be warm by with all that nonsense.
Okay. The Rebbe says this: his father sich aber nicht enough beer. Was is medayik zu nehmen an isha wie isha davka. Now, Why are we particular about selecting a man and a woman specifically? So by the Kala, you could say this is connected to Chassan and Kala. So you have was is the diak to nemen davkan ish v'isha by kvater the bismillah. Now, the Shushavinim by Chassan and Kala is understood because this parallels to the Chassan and Kala. So why are we particular about selecting a man and a woman as kvaters at a bris? Canal safe siv beis is mistaber as a diak adashach is teidetz and techel yin famila. As we said before in section 2, it's reasonable to suggest that the reason we are particular about this is because this idea has a connection to the topic of bris. So we can explain this by first prefacing the reason behind the appointment of a shushavinim by Chassan and Kala. A yon of a shushavinim b'pashtus is what's the idea of this shushavinim? But yes, as Chassan and Kala sein bis jetzt gewähnt fremd und weit, einer von Zweiten. Und der Fahr ist Fahr sehr schwer mit seiner Busche Chuli zu überstellen sich mit dem Mann am Matzev in Kidu Chuli bei sehr Chassenen. Ribber darf sie haben dem Siu von Verschiebenen, welche seinen Rehem zu dem Chassan und zu dem Kala, die sie Thema sein, Mechazik und beide sein in dem Kirzelazah. So since the Chassan and Kala were basically strangers, and they're unfamiliar with each other at their wedding, so they find it challenging and they have Busha to enter suddenly into a close relationship. So therefore, the Shushavinim, the ones who are dear to the Chassan and Kala, are needed. They need to support them, to strengthen and encourage the Chassan and Kala to establish a closeness with one another. And this is the time if a minute you saw as the Shushavinim zal sein an ish v'isha. When a zug nosi, it should be dafke a married couple. But says moving pashat as if zum Ede sein dem Chassan is maße man ish und anosi. Welche du schön durchgegangen in an Israel, but then said the Shushavinim for the Kala an ish nesu. So that's why dafke a Shushavinim should be a man and a woman, a married couple, because it's clear that the person who is most suitable to encourage the Chassan is a married man who already experienced marriage. As Shushavinim for the Kala should be a married woman because she's saying, listen, I did this already. And she's giving the Chassan, I mean, he's giving the Chassan, she's giving the Kala the confidence to get married. Yes. Alan Yalan Lamata, Renestaso, it's been very serious to my love. I mean, you guys did this, right? So you know the feeling.
Then there's the whole machlekes with them, whether the mother and the father take the hospital. Or whether he splits.
Right. I see. He
was very adamant with us, but
familiar, your mother?
No,
yeah.
Very adamant with us that Tazria to a man, person and woman.
You see a lot of the Siddur families that do this.
There are those that have a specific lineage within their families that they know to pass down from generation to generation.
Your couple.
That couple only that's what did you do?
Maybe I can get it all.
But I've seen many instances in Kleinheit.
Yeah, but if you think it makes sense. Like the parents should take their kid down to the chuppah. It's like it's not this. It's like what the shver is going to tell him. He doesn't know shver.
Right? So it made me think of it. And one is from other, one is from either.
Right. Yeah. And now we spoke about yesterday, right? That how over there inside a pregnant woman was made a Chabad. It's also it's interesting. I wonder what he would say on that.
Yeah, the pashtus pay because of the hara, but the pashtus it's understood that the mother takes the girl even if she's pregnant.
Right. Yeah, that's what comes out from the owner. Yeah, exactly. The Indians, okay. The Indian for Shushavinim, the East Yishem by Chassan and Kala Dala Mata nimmt sich davon, was Azay is das gewähnt bei Chassan und Kala B'Shorshom V'Ikram in the stream von HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'Yochel mit den Jiden V'Im Chassan az Zaman Tered seinen gewähnt der bei zwei Shushavinim the Malcolm Mesha and Sheshavinin, the Mantarinus is Aaron. Now, the concept of a male and female Sheshavinin by a Chos and Kala in the early realm stems from how the Chos and Kala, from the source, is basically the marriage between the Eibusher, so to speak, and the Jewish people. As it says on the day of his wedding, this is the Mantera. The time there were two Sheshavinin. Who was the Sheshavinin of the Eibusher? The king was Moshe, and the Sheshavinin of the queen of the Bnei Yisrael was Aaron. Moshe is the Sheshavin Mitzad HaChosim. As Mekar and Mamshech Alikus L'mayla, the Mata Tzidin. Dugma Kriyachol be the Sheshavin Mitzad HaChosim V'Chafirtim Chosim Tzedakala. Moshe served as a Sheshavinin on behalf of the Eibusher, which means that Moshe drew Elikus down from above to below, to the Jewish people, which this parallels, so to speak, to the Sheshavinin of the Chosin, who escorts the Chosin to the Kala. When Aaron is the Sheshavin Mitzad HaKala, as Milo Umekarav Yidam Milmata Lamata, by Biz Azizel and Isachad Vern mit den Eberfim Dugmas to the Sheshavinen von der Chosin of the Viert Zum Chosin. The Sheshavinin and Aaron was the Sheshavina of Mitzad HaKala, that he is Mila and brings the Yidin in a stage from Amata Lamila, until they become one with Hashem, like the Chos and Kala become one. When the Tzera from the Sheshavina by the Mirchum of Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Yidin is Mefnei Zebas, the Neshama from the Yidin is Yorda, Verichel Godol, Meigler Rama, the Bira and the Tzeh, in the Helen Behester from Welt, on his da, the Hagish Habusha, Vayira, Vesakira from Gadas Akel, the Rimnus from the Mebersten. So the Sheshavina for Hashem's, but the Jewish people was necessary because the neshama descended to a very distant place, as it says in Tanya, from the loftiest of heights to the deepest pit, the concealment of the world. So when the neshama is brought close, there's a feeling of like bush and fear of Hashem's greatness. So you need like the Sheshavinin to help us out. When the Rebbe Darfin Hoben the Sheshavinin Mitzad HaKala Mitzad Yidin, was what the Yigasam in Yanei Upalasi is B'chinas Isha Isha the Saint Baila. So Maaz and the Yidin Some Ebershton. Therefore, a Sheshavinin for the Kala for the Jewish people was necessary. A Sheshavin whose level and function was, which is a woman to fulfill, which we know fulfills her husband's will, is to elevate the Jewish people to Hashem. When a Sheshavin Mitzad HaChosin was Madrigas V'Nyani Pulas P'chinas Ish who Yimshol Bach, so Mamshus and Elikus Mamayla Lamatas Tzu Un Yin. And then you have the Sheshavin on behalf of the Chosin whose level and functions as a man, as it says that he shall rule over you, was necessary to bring down from above to below to the Jewish people. Tess. Und das ist euch der Tam, was die Sheshavinen seine verbunden mit dem Simcha Beis and Esrin. This is also the reason why Sheshavinen are associated with the joy of the wedding. But in the Ina Simcha Nemsef Tippon was his twitch of Eifadabafedas. Why are we happy? Because there's something new. There's a chiddush which is happening over here. Well, das ist der Inge von Achasna, and this is the idea of a wedding. Wenn an Isha und Isha welche seinen Gewinn abgeteilt und weit eine von zweiten von sind, die seinen geboren, und bei Essen soll jeder eine Plag aufbauen, und die Sheshavin bringt sie zusammen zu Akira B'yichud, ruft es Areis Simcha Neflo. So why are we so happy? Because what's happening over here? You have one soul that was separated when they were born, and now you're bringing the neshamas, you're bringing that two half of the soul, you're bringing it back together. Likewise, in a berufnis, it's agi das the mata is the neshama geworden ki ilu wie nifel v'duraflik from the matzav von daga von ir yifel dvekas the neighborship. The neshama descends below and separate and becomes like estranged from its former state. Its former level bringing one with Hashem, and the way that the neshama now leaves. Und wenn jeden wie sie gefinden sich lamata während dova gemil from the neighborship durch Tere Mitzvahs, und sie seien im Avar Meilet in Yana Magashman in den Tzitzes, Akdesha, was Jordan alle die Gossen in the Staffli, und gefinden sich lamata in sie, durch them aufgetan as Simcha Neflo. So when the Yidden, as they are below, connect and unite with Hashem through Torah and Mitzvahs, and they refine and elevate the Gashmias, so then this produces an extraordinary joy to the Eibishter. Shtemar, das is their time, was man Torah vers berufen, yim chasanusse, b'yim simchas libay. This is the reason why Man Torah is referred to on the day of his wedding and on the day of the joy of his heart. Far Man Torah is gewendig, also jenem le'yada, das afelim dachkenem le'yada le'yenem. Man Torah, wenn es gewinnt, the Chubbe B'Kedushin, von dem Ebersten mit den Jiden, ist bald geworden die Geseda, und es ist geworden the Chibur Yichud von dem Ebersten mit den Jiden zu Jiden, We Yidden gewinnen sich in Welt, und weil Yodem mit Kol Yanei Elul, the far as that's supposed to be. So why is it a joyous occasion? Because we know before Matan Torah, they had no connection. Al Yenim and Tachtenim had no connection. And now, Al Yenim and Tachtenim are coming together. They form a true bond, and this is the true joy of his heart.